not hear any sound. Good morning, Eagles. You tuned in for another edition of WJCM Eagle Eye News. Today is August 15th, 2013. Today is a great day. I'm your host, Alec.
And I'm your co-host, Alex.
Now please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Students, remember to turn in all bus notes, absence notes, and doctor's notes to the attendance office first thing in the morning.
Today's birthday is Ellie Nicole Howes.
Today's lunch is toasted cheese, hot and spicy chicken, uncrustable cheese stick, soup choices, potato wedges, seasoned green beans, mixed fruit, and a cookie.
Any student interested in cheerleading this school year needs to pick up a packet from Miss Harper in room 213 or Miss Richardson in room 112. Fall cheerleading tryouts clinics will begin next Monday through Wednesday, and tryouts will be Thursday, August 22nd. You must have a current sports physical to participate.
Girls on the Track. Any girls interested in participating in the Jessie Clark's Girls on the Track program, part of Girls on the Run, please see Miss Morris in the counseling office for a registration form. Sessions start Monday, September 9th after school. You can also register online at gotcentralkentucky.org.
Today's Eagle Eye weather will be a high of 78 degrees and a low of 58 degrees. Today will be partly cloudy.
That's news for today. Here is Miss Figueroa, Miss Kendall, and Mr. Combs for an announcement.
Teachers, please conduct a dress code check during the transition.
Good morning, Eagles and Lady Eagles. Real quickly, I want to say thank you for a great start yesterday to this new school year. You guys were awesome. Look forward to many more days like that. I do want to apologize to several of our students for our little hiccup that we had in dismissal with buses. We were trying our new technology out, and evidently we had some things go wrong with it that we weren't aware of. We will try to correct that today. Hope you guys weren't too inconvenienced yesterday with trying to get rides home. Again, I do apologize to you for that, and we will fix that today. So our plan this afternoon, not only will we run bus dismissal with the TV screens, but we're also going to do some audio, so you need to be listening for your bus to be called also. Thank you for a great day yesterday, and looking forward to many more days. Now we have Miss Kendall and Miss Figueroa.
Good morning, Jessie Clark.
Good morning. Welcome back for day 2.
Yes.
We are here this morning, as I'm sure, and your teachers have gone over these things with you, I know yesterday, but also just to remind you of what some of our school procedures are. And since we asked you to do a dress code check during transition, we're going to quickly go over what the dress code expectations are. If you have any questions once we've done this and once the news is over, please ask your teachers. Please be reminded that any collared shirt may be worn, but it must be tucked in at all times. T-shirts may be worn as long as they are Jessie Clark T-shirts or Jessie Clark Club or organization. Those also need to be tucked in. So show your Eagle spirit and wear your Jessie Clark spirit wear. Shirts and tops must be long enough to be remaining tucked in once you've raised your arms. If you raise your arms up and your belly shows, that shirt is a little too short to be wearing to school, so save that one for the weekend or after school activities. If your shirt has buttons, please be reminded they need to be buttoned up to the first 1 or 2 buttons, depending, can be undone. and turtlenecks are acceptable at all times. Your sweaters and sweatshirts do not have to be tucked in. However, dress code appropriate items must be worn underneath them. So please be reminded of that. There are no jackets that can be worn during the school day unless they have the 3/4 zip. Your skirts, shorts, and dresses must be long enough that if you do the flamingo test, that you will pass. If you have any questions as to what that is, please ask your teachers. And pants, if they have belt loops, a belt must be worn, and they need to be worn at the waist. If you have any concerns as to where your waist is, again, please check with your teachers. All undergarments must be covered, and because, ladies and gentlemen, we really don't want to see that. And then also, if there are any frays in your blue jeans or rips, those need to be below the knee. Any type of shoe may be worn with the exception of flip-flops, shower shoes, slip-on sandals, and I'm sorry, we do not have pajama day, no house shoes. And no hats in the building. And please make sure you are in dress code by the time you make it to class in the morning. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to go over some of the before school procedures. Any students that are going to be dropped off prior to 8:40 when the doors open in the morning need to sign up and be enrolled in the REAL program. You can see Mr. Miller for that. If you are a student who is attending REAL, you may enter the front doors in the morning and someone will be there to let you in. No student shall be outside in the front of the school building in the mornings. Staff must provide a hall pass or note to any students who are going to be in the building prior to 8:40. So if you're coming in at a teacher request, please make sure you have a pass or a note. The 8:40 bell will signal students to orderly enter the building and go directly to your team areas unless you're having breakfast. And at that time, you can go straight to the cafeteria from there. Once you're in the team areas for first hour class, you should only be dismissed by a hall pass. So once you've made it to your team area in the morning, if you have forgotten something, please contact one of your teachers, find them to get a pass. You do not need to be out of your team area. We're going to have a great year at Jessie Clark, and I'm going to turn it over now to Ms. Figueroa.
Okay, good morning, Jessie Clark. I'm going to go over the after-school procedures with you right now. At 3:50 in the elective classes, there will be a bell, and that's when the 7th graders will go back to their team areas. At 3:55, there's a bell that goes off throughout the whole building, and that is the time when all walkers and car riders are dismissed from school. They are to leave from the front doors only. That is where you're supposed to leave the building. Okay? Now, bus riders then will be intermittently dismissed by way of the newsroom, the TVs in the classrooms, and also today we're going to back up that plan with having it on the announcements as well. So there will be a visual and there will be an auditory. The auditory is going to override the visual today, okay? Making sure that you listen, so you will need to have it quiet in your dismissal room so everybody can hear when their bus is dismissed. Do not leave your dismissal room unless your bus has been dismissed. You are not allowed to be wandering in the hallways. We have teachers stationed all over the school, so we will know if you're hanging out in the hallways and you're not leaving the building when you're supposed to be, and there will be some consequences for that. So please stay in your dismissal rooms. At general dismissal, that is when all after-school activities will then leave at that time unless you have been told otherwise. So the general rule is if you're in some kind of after-school activity, you leave at general dismissal unless you have been told otherwise by the coach. Okay, so that's the after-school procedures. I'm going to go over the morning announcements now. As you can tell, we have morning announcements by way of the TV. This is the way that you're going to get your announcements, and they will also be running as the day goes on all day long. The PowerPoint will run, so if you need to see something, you can ask a teacher some of the announcements that went on. During announcement time, you're to be silent. There's not to be talking in the classrooms. We get on in the morning so that we can give you communication that you need. So at that time, you are to be silent in your classrooms. It's not a time to be talking. We sometimes have Eagle time, like we have these 3 days. We will not have Eagle time classes next week, but we will have them again in September. And at that time, when we have Eagle time, it is an extended time period in which that we have information that we give you, and they're kind of lessons. Some of them are lessons. So that is what Eagle time is all about. All students are going to be given the opportunity to say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning by way of the morning announcements, and then there will be time for questions and asking questions of your teachers as well. The one other thing that I wanted to mention is that at the end of morning announcements, they will say there is the dress code check. At that time, then you are to stand up and allow the teacher in your classroom to take a look and make sure that you're in dress code. That is the last opportunity that you have to get yourself aligned and in your dress code attire. If you leave your homeroom class and you untuck your shirt, or you're untucked the rest of the day, or you're not in dress code, then you are setting yourself up for having some consequences for that. So make sure that when you get up and you tuck yourself in, make sure, just like Miss Kendall said, that your shirt stays tucked in, and I would do that check at home before you even get here, okay? So at this time, we'll go ahead and say, everybody stand up and have a dress code check. And you guys have a wonderful day here at Jessie Clark Middle School, where character counts. Thank you.